Today on 16-Bit Game Reviews, I kill a Nazi. The game kills a Nazi. And finally, we take a look at the many ways to kill Nazis. Hello and welcome. Now, when I was a little person, I played Wolfenstein 3D, the earliest shooter, which we will define as a first-person shooter. It sort of defined the entire genre. So when I heard that there was a new Wolfenstein game being made, I didn't hesitate for a second. This is Wolfenstein the New Order. In a simple term, shoot Nazis. You go down a corner, shoot more Nazis. You kill lots of Nazis, whether they're in roboticized form, or human form, or in heavy metal armor. The goal of Wolfenstein is to kill as many Nazis as you can get your hands on, or progress in the story. But mostly, you're there just to kill Nazis. It is extremely enjoyable. If it wasn't, the game would have flopped. But since it is, you can't stop doing it. Not only because you would die and you have to start over, but also because it's tremendous fun killing Nazis and the many ways which the game provides. There are many ways to kill Nazis in Wolfenstein the New Order. You can shoot them, knife them, shoot them outdoors, shoot them in a prison, have a knife fight by opening a secret passage, stealing a gun, and shooting Nazis with said gun. In a grey room, in another grey room, and in space! The controls in Wolfenstein the New Order is brilliant in almost every way. If I was to complain about one thing about the controls, is the tilt. On the PC, you have to hold the Alt button, and then you use the WASD keys to go and move around. On a controller, you have to hold the L1 or the LB button to go and tilt around. And as a PlayStation gamer using an Xbox, I got confused with the controls for a bit. Like here. But it wasn't the end of the world. The minute I got past this section, I continued at a nice steady pace until I got shot in the head. In the original Wolfenstein 3D, there was no story apart from text at the beginning of almost every episode and at the end of almost every episode. And that's not just because they had to fit on a 3.5-inch floppy disk drive, but also because we assume the atmosphere, we assume the world, we assume the story, we assume that BJ was a soldier of military X who was captured by the Germans. We assume what he was trying to do. And because of these assumptions, we can go and build upon why we should be doing what we're doing.
I was a kid.
And in much of the same way, Wolfenstein the New Order has the same thing. However, the game almost feels as if it has to have dialogue in the middle of missions to keep you moving forward, to remind you how much is at stake. I find it completely useless and actually hurts the story a little bit. I love the fact that we're in the 1960s and the Nazis have won. Just the difference, just how different the environments are is brilliant. I love how they actually went to the extra bit of detail and made a false record company who's making songs for Nazi-controlled everything in the 1960s. It's so much filled with atmosphere and additional story that the original story can get glossed over. I mean, the whole story of the Resistance is good, but it is overshadowed by the behemoth of the atmosphere of the world. And I say the game's worth buying just to understand that. And if you just don't want to buy a game shooting Nazis because of reasons, you can just read it up on the wiki. It's a really interesting read. And look on how things could have been. I really enjoyed it. By now you should have a good opinion, or at least a good look, on how the graphics of Wolfenstein the New Order at least looks like. But in my opinion, it's still too gray. The colors aren't bright and vibrant. It's all dark and grainy, and the white balance is off a bit. And I mean, the game's done. It doesn't look horrible. I mean, this is a very gorgeous, detailed game, but it's still too gray, in my opinion. I mean, if it looked like BioShock Infinite with a lot of purples and blues and greens, that would have improved it a little bit. And that little bit would have made it from an okay looking game with fantastic polygons and textures to a brilliant looking game. Yes, and I was a bit disappointed with it. There was the in-game music, which is, I mean, it's just music to me. I didn't really invest into it. It wasn't like the greatest orchestral pieces I've ever heard. It was just your stereotypical first-person, adrenaline-pumping music. But then you have the records, which you can find laying out throughout the entire game, and they're all beautiful. I mean, if there was a section where I had some of these songs playing, they would have made the game less serious, but more fun. I mean, just watch this and tell me that this would not have been more fun to play.
Boom, 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 boom. Ich schieß dich einfach ab, leg dich einfach flach, nimm dich mit zu mir, steck dich in mein Haus. Boom, 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 boom. Ich mag, wie du dich bewegst, her und her auf meinem Flur. Wenn du zu mir sprichst, in dieser süßen Art, ich mag es, ich mag das, oh yeah, sprich zu mir, beweg dich her. Rock'n'Roll, go down metal. Zu mir, beweg dich her. Oh yeah. Ich liebe es so sehr, wenn du so sprichst, wenn sie sich so bewegt und diese Worte zu mir spricht. Ganz leise in mein Ohr, mir sagt, dass sie mich liebt. Ich liebe es so sehr, wenn du so sprichst, haust du mich aus den Schuhen heraus. Sprich zu mir, beweg dich her.
It is worth it if you like going down corridors with Nazis and shooting them all with dual-wielding weapons and bazookas and all the other fun additional weapons, or if you like the original Wolfenstein 3D. It isn't worth it if you like the BioShock games or the Borderlands games where the story is heavily character-driven and it's really focused on the nitty-gritty details of just the people that you're with and the environments that you're in. Wolfenstein has that, but only for the environment. The characters are sort of put in the back. So, if you like those, don't get it. However, if you do like the dual-wielding everything, shooting people in the face with rocket launchers and sugar, get it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel and post a comment. Our monkeys are still hungry. We need more comments down here, folks. The bananas are going to be rotting before we even give it to them. So we have to post comments. Facebook Monkeys still doing good. And if you want to buy Wolfenstein the New Order, check out our eBay site at 16-bit video game stores on the eBay. It's might have it, or we might have the Wolfenstein 3D game, or a bunch of other games which you might consider buying. So check us out on eBay. Subscribe, comment, please. Monkeys, feed them. And that's it. Thank you for watching.